my two favorite, if I keep thinking about it, is if you want to improve your relationship with your money or your relationship with yourself.
All right, welcome to Connections That Matter. My name is Andrew Johnson. I am the owner of Business Networking Done Right, and I look forward to telling the stories of the business owners who make Northern Colorado special. And today I have Lance Dewbre. Lance, good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Excited to be here, and what a beautiful location we got. So grateful.
That's right, Lance. Well, Lance, for those who don't know Lance is somebody who is an amplifier, somebody that brings out the best of the people. He is an amazing business coach with Clarity Coaching. Lance, real quick, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Sure, guys. So own quite a few companies, but the main one is the Clarity Coaching Center, which I super love. It's through the Integrative Psychology Board, which basically means, like, think about pulling the best of everything. They're literally integrating psychology. So pulling the best of all the pieces of everything you can kind of think of, like the talk therapies to the hypnotherapies to, all the things. And they could combine it into this really, one of my favorite things called a breakthrough session. It's a really transformative weekend. They basically combined all their favorite tools into this like super fun 10 hours in 2 days. And a lot of my clients say it's like a couple of years of therapy in a weekend. So it's fun, man. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you worked with me and I had a great breakthrough, but if I'm on your website, you're also working with like professional athletes, CEOs, people who are playing life at a very high level. And, I think I'm super curious as somebody in Northern Colorado, how do you break into industries like that or start to target that specific kind of demographic?
I think the first step is like how people talk about that imposter syndrome, like you mentioned today. We warmed up, we were talking about it, right? About how the importance when people can get stuck and, think that, they're not viable enough and can't do it. And, whatever that is. And, I love the belief that we talk about is, people aren't empowered. They just have unempowered states, have moments in time that they don't think it's possible, but it's so possible. Everyone was a kid. All the famous people, right, were babies and stuff. And if you're really good at what you do, then, rock it, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially as a coach, right? Like having a gift to be able to help somebody. But I know for me, when I first got into business, I didn't have that many clients under my belt or, I had a dream and a passion, right, Lance? But, as with that confidence, you start to have a belief in yourself. But when I talk to you, you have so much confidence. You have, you're just like very direct and, hey, I can add value to you. So, where does that come from?
I think one of my coaches talked about confidence versus competence.
Okay.
That's really been something I've been chewing on lately. And it's like anyone can maybe fake confidence for a minute, but competence is that is the work. So I think I've definitely have been, so my dad grew up in the pastor world doing a lot of inner healing work. And I saw these changes he could do that were really amazing with these timeline therapies and NLP things and questions and helping him reframe. And I just saw these, like what I call mini miracles that just always impressed me. And I just stayed with it. And, I knew my family too, we had more success and more money and all these things, but I saw my parents still stressed and, not satisfied. And I was like, well, so it's not the money. I mean, obviously money's important. I mean, yeah, we were all happy. I'm happy to have a smoothie this morning, right? And have a, $20 bill for that or whatever that is. And throughout that time, right, I just kept studying, kept looking into it. I mean, I counted recently, it was something like I've studied over 20, or at least looked into 20 healing modalities and something like 2,000 hours of integrative psychology. And that's not even including all the people I've worked with. Mm-hmm. And so I've now seen through, empowerment and what Dr. Matt does in his team and empowerment, it's just so amazing to me and the results I've seen and how fast the results are. I mean, you remember, right? Whenever we reread back your stuff and in 2 or 3 hours, we're rereading it and you're like, wow, I don't feel that way anymore. Yeah. I'm like, yes, like that's why I get so passionate about this because I know what it was like to go through that. You should be happier, but you're not. And you're sad and you're trying to not be sad and you're spending your money and trying to do these things and it's not working, And so I feel like through that hard time I had has given me the passion and the understanding of, that struggle. And I found something that worked. It worked so well. I remember, I don't want to share this, but when I got back home, my mother was like, you sound different. You look different. You're acting different. Mm-hmm. You always go to these healing things. This is different. And I said, yes, it is. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. This I can sell. This needs to be out there. People need to experience this. I mean, 10 years of PTSD gone in a few days. How's that possible? But I've seen that, I've seen that where it's, and if people can't understand and gone, I mean, highly, highly shrinked down to where it's his first time he lit a match in 10 years, first time he, grilled in 10 years, getting something like that where we can do that in a weekend. He's been working on it for years. That's not working. That's a long process, and he wanted a fast result. And I'm so happy that, I do a good job. That's great. And these tools have been well researched, and, they're still getting out there.
Yeah. And Lance, people run in different circles, and anything that you deal with like transformation, it is so powerful because the people's social circles will notice that they are a different version of themselves before and after.
Yeah.
Right. And I would imagine quite a bit of your new clients come from referrals. They see somebody that you've worked with. And they're like, oh my gosh, that person is incredible now.
Yeah.
And then they reach out. What would you say is the percentage of your clients that you get through referrals?
Yeah, of course. It's a major percentage. I think that should be common knowledge. At least to me, it is. For all my coaches, we talk about something like 80%. It's really high. Now, I'm on my 7th marketing company, so crossing my fingers that it definitely kicks over a new thing here. But it's important. And even at the end of the day, marketing, of course, is fantastic. And everyone's going to say it really is who you know, because just like this opportunity, I'm very busy. I own however many companies I own, 4 or 5, and I still want to do a networking thing. And I met you, and this led me to this amazing place. And how cool is this? What a beautiful gift, just by staying open, And you mentioned too, you want me to answer how I got into those, bigger networks and how to help people get into that, like, doctors and things. So I work with NFL players, I work with doctors, 10-time world dance champs, some multimillionaires and things like that, some big companies. And, first off, again, like, you have to, it's that release work of giving the belief that you can't. I think too, you have to understand you need something that really is of good quality that you would love to sell, you are passionate about, because you can bring that passion. It's easy at that point, something you believe in, your passion, you're excited about. And then on top of that, I did get lucky. My father worked for, the city of Dallas. I worked for a lot of famous people, came around. I mean, we did Kevin Hart, Ice Cube, Garth Brooks, Pink, Elton John, like all these people. And they're still people, they really still are. And through those connections, and like the 10-time world dance champ I worked with, that was through a dancing, connection myself. And I knew this was good. And, I gave him a really, really good deal, on it, because I knew it was good. And I knew too, once he realized how good this was, he'd be happy to share it. But sometimes you need that first, like, a breadcrumb or nugget or a sample or whatever it is, like, hey, no, this is really good. And you got to put in the sweat, man. I don't know. You think everyone's going to sunshine rainbows at you, they'll never work with you. That's not how that works. Give them an opportunity, show that you care, show you want to give back, give it free for a little bit. I think that's okay. Now, not my whole 8-hour breakthrough, right? But 30-minute, an hour, if it feels really good, maybe a discount or whatever that is for a few $100 just to get the conversation, get it started, get a result of some sort, see that what you do is work, and then it becomes easier, and then they become a trust factor, and then that becomes a relationship, and that becomes a referral network.
So good. So I was thinking of like different business owners that they would actually be able to benefit from having their clients work for you, like something like a financial advisor, people who are maybe there's something headspace around money or being in debt or what money makes them, or a fitness trainer that works with professional athletes that hey, they might be able to train them exactly what to lift and what to eat, but there's that headspace and stuff. So who do you collaborate with, Lance, where both of you together would really be able to help a different kind of client?
Yeah. So the biggest thing that I see is a misunderstanding, like right off the bat, so we can get this out of the way, is people go, well, I don't have that much bad happen to me here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. It's a big one I get. Oh, well, I didn't have the PTSD and the trauma. I'm like, oh, okay. So your car's breaking down, but you don't want to work on, you want to just let it, and it's such a big barrier. I don't understand of like, well, you want the new phone, but you don't want the new you. And I understand too, because there's a lot of skepticism on, well, does this really work and stuff? But I have a 100% guarantee on my work. It's easy. It's easy for me too.
Yeah.
It really is. I get results. I'm able to test it back and reread it and go, hey, do you feel different? Yeah, I do. Great. If not, I'm gonna keep going. I do another one. That just tells me it's feedback. I didn't fail. I got information to shift, to look at it's a different angle. Oh, let's move over here. Move over here. Oh, really? And then all of a sudden you get these new information and you can really get to that root issue.
Awesome. Well, Lance, it's been so awesome having you on the podcast. I would love to help you make some additional connections. So I know you're new to Northern Colorado from Texas and building your network out here. What specific industries are you looking to have some coffees with or meet some people in those industries?
Yeah, I really love high performers and I love high achievers. Anyone just wants to take their relationship with themselves, relationship with money, relationship with their family to the next level. Because this like breakthrough session works on any area. You just do a focus on it and you go through these like 20, 30 steps and you can have these amazing results. And I call it the Clarity Coaching Center too, because I try to keep thinking, what result did I get from this process? I went, man, a shit ton of clarity. Like I now at least know what I want to do, where I want to go. It's not like all of a sudden there's money in your pocket, but it's easier to do it because you understand yourself, right? So just anyone that wants to take to the next level, or specifically if you're really stuck in something or because there's so many ways these processes can help because it's just enhancing the mind, right? So even if it's with money and, can I make my business bigger? I mean, the lady that went from like, she basically tripled her business in 6 months, right? And it was a multi-million-dollar company. And like, okay, so I have to always bring that up of like, well, she was doing fine. So let's figure out for ourselves what next level that is for us. And these to me are the best tools and techniques to do it. So whatever it is for you, whatever business you own or family, friends, or relationship with yourself, right? Relationship with money. So to me, I should say at the end of the day, my two favorite, if I keep thinking about it, is if you want to improve your relationship with your money or your relationship with yourself. Those are my two favorite. All the rest are great. To me, there's subsets.
Yeah.
Because if you want more help, you need more money. And if you don't, even feel like you hate yourself so much, you can't even move. Well, we got to work on that.
Yeah.
Because then you can move and then you can get the money or the career or whatever. And then you can get more funds and then you can get more help.
Yeah.
So those are probably the two I would love to start with. And, even again, if you're doing really well and you want to amp it up, there's still a level that we're at, right? To go to that next thing of that 1 million to 5 to 10 or whatever that is. Or even if it's just something simple of, with a dancer, right? I can't dance. I've had this lately, dude. I love this saying. So I do this thing called the 4 things for change: release work, goal setting, action, focus for those 4 steps. And the release work starts with something so simple, man. A no to a maybe. If you shift that, you have all of a sudden an endless amount of opportunities.
Yeah. Wow. Well, if you want to network with the people that Lance networks, the one thing I do when I have people on the show is one, that they're great at what they do, but also that they're very collaborative. Like they want to build relationships with other Northern Colorado small business owners. So Lance is a great guy. Lance, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
And may you continue to have connections that matter. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.